Well, hello there, and welcome to our parent-child workshop. In this workshop, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to play your first song at the piano. And just to give you a little bit of background here, my name is Carly Seifert. This is a piano workshop that I have taught live a few times, and I get such awesome feedback from so many families who've taken it. And I also get feedback from a lot of families who haven't taken it but have heard about it from those families and are hoping it's something that I'll offer again. And because I just don't have the bandwidth to offer it all the time, I decided to do a recording of the material that I teach in that workshop, and so that I can make it available all the time for families who are interested in accessing that material. So what you're going to see is a video recording of a workshop that I've taught live. Because it's not live, you won't be able to ask me questions live, but that doesn't mean that you can't ask questions. There is a box on the right-hand side where you can send your questions and email them to me. I usually respond within 24 hours. So if you have questions about the content or anything we're going to go over today, please feel free to make use of that box. If you want to introduce yourself, let me know that you enjoyed the workshop, anything like that. I would love to hear from you as well. So let's go ahead and get started here. Couple of things to go through before we begin. Now, I would love for you to remove any distractions. I know that that can be difficult, but I want you to silence your cell phones, close out your other browsers. So if you have Facebook notifications or email notifications popping up, of course, that can be distracting. I want you and your child to just have this time together and to really be able to focus on all the material that we're going to go through. The second thing that I'm going to ask is that you have that downloadable PDF to accompany you with this lesson. That's that follow along workbook. And I've put it up in the sidebar so that if you didn't get a chance to download it yet, you're welcome to download and print it now. This is going to have things that I'll go through during the workshop. And then it's also going to have materials for you to review afterwards with your student, because we are going to cover quite a bit. And I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. And I want you to kind of have a path forward after our time together here. And then finally, I'd ask that you try to view this video near a piano or keyboard if you have one in your home. I will be asking you and your child to participate with me by trying things at the piano. So if you have access to a piano or keyboard, I'd love for you to watch this close to one. If you don't yet have an instrument, you can always download the free app from Impala Studios called The Piano. And that app is just going to show you a basic outline of a keyboard. And since we're going over really foundational elements, that's going to be perfectly fine to get you through our time together. You may or may not know that I am the creator of Busy Kids Do Piano, which is an online piano lesson program for kids. And that program I only open up for public enrollment a few times a year. But I want you to stay tuned till the end of our workshop. I have a special offer for families who participate in this workshop. All right, so I want to ask you a few questions to just kind of help you set up a focus for this time together. And so my first question to you, and I know you can't tell me because we're not live, so I just want you to think about it for yourself, is have you always wanted to learn to play the piano, or have you always wanted for your child to learn to play the piano? And then I want you to think through what has stopped you from enrolling yourself or your child in piano lessons. And the reason I ask these questions is because a lot of times when people find out I'm a piano teacher, they'll follow up by saying, oh, I've always wanted to learn to play the piano, but I just don't have the time, or I've always wanted to enroll my student in lessons, but it's just so expensive, or we don't have time to add one more activity to our schedule. We live really far away from all the teachers. We live in a rural area. So we just don't have access to teachers. So I just want you to think through those barriers and think about what brought you, what kind of piqued your curiosity about this workshop. Is it because you wanted to give it a try? Is it because you've always wanted to do? So just take a moment to think about that. My goal with this is to remove those barriers for you and give you and your student basic fundamentals so that by the end of this workshop, you're playing your first song at the piano. So we're going to be going over a lot of material today. It's material that I typically cover within 2 or 3 lessons inside my online programs, but I've sort of condensed it and modified it to create a workshop where I've been giving you lots of different fundamentals. And that's why that workbook's going to be helpful as well, so that you can continue to review things. And there will be a replay available of this, so you can always rewatch portions if there's anything that felt overwhelming. But we're going to go over rhythm notes, quarter, half, and whole notes. We're going to go over the musical alphabet and how to find the keys C, D, and E on the piano. And then I'm also going to teach you finger numbers that are used to indicate hand positions on the piano. Now, you might be wondering, why is this parent-child? Why couldn't I just pop my kiddo down in front of the computer and say, here, watch this video. When you're done, play your song for me. Why do you make this so difficult? So the reason that I do parent-child is because as a teacher, I have found that a relational approach to learning an instrument is the most successful and the most fulfilling. Music teachers, we depend on parents to provide structure at home that encourages practicing. So we really only work with your students typically once a week at their lessons. But if a student is not practicing in between those lessons, they're not going to progress. They're going to become frustrated. They're going to get discouraged. It's just not going to be a fun experience for them. However, when a student has a parent that's working at home with them, that student progresses more quickly. They're excited about what they're learning. They feel really confident in their skills, and it's just a really beautiful experience. In addition to that, when you approach it with your child, you begin to understand how your child learns, and you get to be a supportive musical partner for them. And that's really important, not just for piano, but for anything in life, to be able to support your child through frustrations. So that's something that I really promote inside my programs and inside my methods. Now, I just want to introduce you to myself a little bit. You might be wondering, okay, who is Carly Seifert? Who is this person on the other end of the microphone here? And I am a piano teacher. I've been teaching piano lessons for around 14 years now. I've taught in all different kinds of settings and venues. I've taught private lessons, group lessons. I've taught summer camps. I've taught inside schools. I've taught at facilities that serve kids with special needs. And then, of course, I teach online as well. And here's some pictures of me in some different settings with my students through the years. I love teaching piano. I'm always looking for exciting, innovative ways to bring music lessons to kids, and I feel really blessed to be able to do what I do. But first and foremost, I am a mom. And here's a picture of my family, my husband and 2 kids. And my children are also music students. My daughter takes piano. There's a picture of her kind of goofing around on the piano in my office. And then there's a picture of my son who plays trombone with his trombone teacher. So I want you to know that the way I teach is not just informed by my piano students, but it's also informed by my experience as a mom and being my own children's practice partner. All right. Introduction's over. Let's go ahead and jump right into our material. The first thing I want to talk to you about is rhythm. So you might have heard the word rhythm before, but you might not really know exactly what it is. So let's talk about what rhythm is. Rhythm is simply the beat of music, and it's how we organize our music. So if you were to open up your silverware drawer, your silverware would probably be organized. You might have your spoons in one spot, and then your forks, and then your knives. And same thing if you open up your closet door. You might, inside your closet, have your pants hanging in one spot, your t-shirts in another spot, your socks might be folded in a drawer. So rhythm is just how we're going to organize the beats of our music. And I'm going to teach you 3 rhythm notes in our workshop. The first one we're going to start with is a quarter note. And you can see there's 2 parts to this quarter note. There's this note head, which is darkened, and then there's a stem, this line that comes out of the note head. And when you see a quarter note in music, you're going to hold that quarter note for 1 beat. So you can either count to 1 or you can say the word ta. Now, parents, if you are working with a younger student, maybe 4, 5, 6 in this workshop, I would encourage you to use the word rather than the counts. I've found that tends to be a little bit less overwhelming for students. Now, I've put together some little lesson videos to show you how to play the things that I want to teach you. So we're going to start by watching a little video where I'm going to ask you to play some quarter notes with me. Let me just load that video here.
So I'm going to demonstrate the quarter note beat or the ta beat by using these two rhythm sticks so that you have a visual, that you can see what it looks like and what it sounds like when I play quarter notes or tas. And you're welcome also to clap with me while I do this, or if you have a rhythm instrument of your own, you're welcome to play alongside me. So I'm going to clap 4 quarter note beats. So we clap 1, 1, 1, 1. You also have the option of saying ta as you clap. So ta, 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 ta. Very nice.
All right, so that is our quarter note rhythm here. Let's pull my screen back up. The next thing I want to go over with you is half notes. Now you'll notice half notes look very similar to quarter notes, but the note head is empty. And there's still the stem and the note head. Now this note, when you see it in music, you're going to hold it for 2 beats. So you can either count 1, 2, or you can say the words half note. So 1, 2, or half note. So let's practice clapping some half notes together.
I'm going to use my castanet to demonstrate the half note beat to you. So as I clap it, I'm going to hold it down 1, 2. Or you can also say the words half note. So let's try clapping and counting 1, 2 together. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Very nice. Now let's try clapping and saying the words half note together, because those have 2 beats, right? Half note. Ready? Go. Half note, half note, half note, half note. Very nice.
All right, so you've now learned quarter notes and half notes. You're doing awesome. We're going to learn one more kind of rhythm note. This is our longest note. This is our whole note. Kind of just looks like a hole in the ground, right? There's no stem on this note. And this note you're going to hold for 4 beats. So again, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can say the words great big whole note. And again, parents, if you're working with a younger student, I would encourage you to use the words great big whole note rather than the counts. So let's watch our video and practice.
All right, I'm back with some rhythm sticks to show you great big whole note or our whole note beat. So watch as I play 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm playing and holding the beat while I count to 4. Let's try clapping some whole notes together and saying the words 1, 2, 3, 4 while we do it. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. Now let's try saying the words great big whole note. Great big whole note. 4 beats. Ready? Go. Great big whole note. Great big whole note. Great big whole note. Great big whole note. Very nice.
All right, so now you've learned the 3 rhythm notes that I want to teach you today, quarter, half, and whole note. We're going to put that all together and combine these notes by clapping or playing on a rhythm instrument, a rhythm story. Now this rhythm story I'll put on the screen for you, or you can also use your follow along workbook to practice it after our time together as well. So let's watch this video together.
I'm going to count us in by saying 1, 2, ready, go. And then you can clap or play this rhythm story along with me on a rhythm instrument. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, ta, half note. ta, ta, half note. Ta, 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 half note. Ta, 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 half note, half note. Great big whole note. Let's try it again. This time I'll say the count numbers. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice.
All right, you've now learned all the rhythms that I want to teach you. Congratulations, that was quite a lot to go over. We're going to move on now and talk about finger numbers. So if you look at your screen, you're going to see a picture of some hands with a number on each finger, and this is how we use finger numbers in piano. So you'll notice that your thumbs, regardless of right hand or left hand, are always going to be finger 1, and then you work your way out. So with our right hand, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With our left hand, again, that thumb is finger 1, and then we work our way out. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to put a picture of these hands without the finger numbers on them. And I want you to tell your grown-up which fingers are which number. Go ahead and take a moment to do that. All right, how do you do? We have our thumbs as finger 1 always, then we work our way out. So right hand 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then our left hand, thumb is finger 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, just a little bit more to go over before we actually play a song at the piano here. Now, if you've looked at the piano before, you've probably noticed that there's 2 kinds of keys that you can play that produce a sound. There's black keys and white keys. And I want to talk to you about the groups of black keys and how they're organized. We have groups of 2 black keys and groups of 3 black keys. And then we go back and forth between those groups. So 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. And that's how our black keys are organized at the piano. Now we're just about to learn our first song at the piano. As we do, I want to give you a few pointers for good technique. Now, technique is our form that helps us produce skills on the piano. So what I mean by that is if you've ever played basketball before, if you've been on a basketball team and gone to basketball practice, there's certain things that you'll learn to do, a certain form you'll learn to have when you're shooting a layup or a free throw or dribbling a ball. And that good form is going to help you be a better basketball player, help you be more likely to make those hoops. If you're a dancer or a ballerina, having good form is going to help you do things like spin without falling over and make your dance look beautiful. And it's the same thing for piano. It's going to help us play the music correctly, and it's going to help us play it more beautifully. So a few things that I want to go over. We're just going to go over some basics. The first thing is to have round, firm spider fingers, I call them when we're at the piano. So if you've ever seen a spider crawling around on the wall or on the ground or on the ceiling, you've noticed perhaps that its legs are curved. It doesn't have really flat legs, and that makes it move quickly around whatever it's crawling on. If the legs were flat, they would trip, right? It would be tripping on its legs. So that's why we want to have round, firm spider fingers on the piano as well. I also want you to sit nice and tall at the piano so that you're giving energy to your playing. And I want you to keep your arms heavy at your sides so you're not sticking your elbows out, and the wrists are going to be lifted though. We don't want to have droopy wrists when we play. And I'm going to show you this in the video, so it's all about to make a little more sense. All right, we're going to learn your first song at the piano. We're going to learn Mary Had a Little Lamb. I'm going to teach it to you in 3 parts. We're first going to learn the rhythm of the piece, then we're going to go over the fingering, and then we're going to actually try it at the piano. All right, here we go.
Let's start by clapping the beat, or you can play it also on a rhythm instrument, and I'll point. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. The second thing we're going to do is just try playing this piece on any kind of flat surface, your piano bench, the lid of your piano keyboard, a desk, whatever you have access to. We're going to be using fingers 2, 3, and 4 in the right hand. And I want you to have round spider fingers. Even though we're not playing this on the keyboard yet, let's practice that good technique with our nice round fingers. So I'm not playing it like this. I'm playing it with round fingers. And we'll just try playing it with the finger numbers that we use. So starting with finger 4. 1, 2, ready, go. 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4. 3, 3, 3. 4, 4, 4. 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 2. All right, let's take it to the keyboard. So let's first start by setting up at the piano and using good technique. You want to make sure you're seated in the center of your piano. You want to make sure your wrists are lifted as you play, so you're not dragging them down like this and playing like this. You're keeping them lifted. I have that round hand shape. You can't really see it in this video, but my arms are heavy at my sides. I don't have my elbows sticking out like this. They're heavy at my sides, so my wrist is just an extension of where my arm is. So we're going to set up to play this piece using 3 black keys. Here's my group of 2 black keys. Here's my group of 3 black keys. Finger 2, 3, and 4. And then the nice round hand shape. So let's say the counts as we play this piece. And if you can't say the counts the same time, that's okay. I'll say the counts for you. We're going to start with finger 4, and then we step down, and then we step back up and repeat. So let's try it. Ready, go. Ta, 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 half note, ta, ta, half note, ta, ta, half note. Good, let's try that much one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. Very good. Now I want you to double check, look at your hand, and make sure that you still have those nice round fingers, that you didn't get flat while you were playing. I also want you to make sure you're keeping your eyes up on your music as you play and not watching your hands. So let's try the second line now, keeping eyes on music, nice round hand shape. Ready, go. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you hold that last whole note, the full 4 beats? All right, I'll let you work a little bit more on that on your own if you want to get better on it after our workshop is done.
All right, you learned your first song at the piano. Fantastic job. So I'm going to go over just one more thing here. And this is so that you can take it further after our workshop and learn another song at the piano. So we're going to actually learn the musical alphabet. Now you may have heard the alphabet song, the ABC song. In the English alphabet, we have 26 letters. So the ABC song goes like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, right? Well, our musical alphabet just has 7 letters. So our song goes like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So we just repeat those 7 letters over and over again in our musical alphabet, okay? Now, I'm going to teach you to find 3 of the letters from our musical alphabet, 3 of the notes on the piano. And to do that, we're going to use our black keys to help us. So remember, we have groups of 2 black keys and 3 black keys. To find D on the piano, you're going to look for your 2 black keys and then D's in the middle. 2 black keys, D in the middle. 2 black keys, D in the middle. All right, I want you to take a moment with your grown-up and point to the D's on this piano. Go ahead and do that. All right, let's check your answers. We have our 2 black keys, D in the middle. 2 black keys, D in the middle. 2 black keys, D in the middle. All right, last notes that we're going to learn for today are C and E at the piano. And again, these notes are around our 2 black keys. So we have 2 black keys, C on the bottom, E on the top. 2 black keys, C on the bottom, E on the top. 2 black keys, C on the bottom, E on the top. Now your turn. You're going to point to the C's and E's on this keyboard. All right, let's check our answers. 2 black keys, C on the bottom, E on the top. 2 black keys, C on the bottom, E on the top. 2 black keys, C on the bottom, and E on the top. So I have one last lesson video to show you where we're going to actually practice playing these C, D, and E keys.
I'd like you to start with left hand. Let's use fingers 4, 3, and 2. And we're going to start down here. And I want you to move up the piano. So we're going to get higher on the piano. And as you move, I want you to play C, D, and E with fingers 4, 3, and 2 and say the note names out loud. So let's try it together. Ready? C, D, E. Next group of 2 black keys. Here's my C, D, E. Ready? C, D, E. Next group of 2 black keys. Here we go. C, D, E. Next group of 2 black keys. 4, 3, 2. C, D, E. Very good. Now let's do the right hand and let's move down the piano. So we're going to get lower on the piano. And we're going to use fingers 4, 3, 2 again, but we're going to go backwards. We're going to go E, D, C. So we're getting lower on the piano. Okay, so let's start here with our group of 2 black keys, 4, 3, 2. Ready? E, D, C. And then we move down to the next group of 2 black keys. E, D, C. Next group. E, D, C. And our final group, E, D, C. Very nice.
All right. Nice work. You have learned so much today. Now there's additional materials in your workbook. So there's another song that you can work at on those white keys that we just learned on C, D, E. That song is Fido Do. It's a little lullaby song, and the music for that is in your workbook. And then there's also some activities to help you review the information that we went over today so that you don't forget it, because I know we did go over a lot. So this is going to help you remember and also move forward a little bit with the materials. So I hope you've learned those foundational piano concepts that we went through, right? Rhythm, finger numbers, and keyboard geography, and even a little bit of technique. I hope you've also learned that it's possible to learn piano online using a step-by-step approach. Maybe when you signed up for this, you thought, you know what, this is a little sci-fi, and you were a little bit skeptical about the idea of learning some piano basics from a computer. But I'm a real person, and I hope you've seen that it's possible. And I hope you've also learned about the benefits to having that relational approach to music by working through this workshop material with your student. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm the creator of Busy Kids Do Piano, which is an online piano program for kids. And that is a program that I only open up for public enrollment a few times a year because I like to spend time in between public enrollment, of course, supporting students inside the program. So right now, that program is closed. And if you were to go and try to register for it, you would see the screen right here, and you would be asked to join a waitlist until the next time that we open. But I have a special offer for you today. As a thank you for taking part in this workshop and showing me how dedicated you are and how interested you are and that you're willing to take time to work with your student, I am offering a special private invitation to you to enroll in Busy Kids Do Piano. And this is a 3-day private invitation that will be open to you for the next 3 days as a thanks for attending this workshop. And I'm going to post the link to it over here if it's something that you want to sign up for. And as a bonus, I'm also throwing in an additional course. It's my Busy Kids Do composition course. This is a course that I typically charge for, but I'm throwing it in for free. And I want to go over this program with you because there's so much that is included, and because I think the whole idea of online piano lessons can be a little bit crazy for some people. So I want to explain what's included here. The lesson videos, which are much like the lesson videos that I shared with you in our workshop today. There's 100 of them at the time of this recording, and I'm continuing to add more all the time. They span 5 levels, and they're just broken down with that step-by-step, interactive, asking you to participate with me type of teaching. All the materials are included, so this is not something where you need to purchase additional books in order to participate. You're going to be able to download everything that you need. So there's going to be theory activities, which are written activities. There's going to be exercises, and of course, there's going to be songs and music that your student learns as well. Within each module, that's how I divide up the lessons, there's going to be checklists so that your student can keep track of progress, and you can keep track of progress as well. And then at the end of each level, there's downloadable certificates. So that's kind of a little motivation for your student to earn that certificate at the end of each level. Now you might be thinking, okay, Carly, I have not taken piano lessons in 20 years, or maybe you've never taken a piano lesson in your life. And so you're feeling a little bit nervous about kind of being the support and the guide for your student. But I want you to know I take care of all of the teaching, and I have materials that help you be the guide and help set the pace for your student there. You can see a screenshot of some of those here. There's a practice checklist that's going to help you set up a successful practice for your student. There's parent guides for every single lesson in the program. So that's going to have notes specific to each lessons, practicing suggestions, things to watch out for as your student practices. And then at the end of each lesson, there's going to be a parent checklist. And that's going to help you just decide, okay, my student has mastered this. My student understands this. She's ready to move on. Or you know what? My student's not quite getting this yet. We're going to spend a little more time with this before we move on to the next lesson. So membership includes access to those step-by-step piano lessons, your theory, music, parent support materials. We also have games. I've been working with an app developer, and he's been developing some really awesome games to review theory concepts. So if you have a student that maybe doesn't love to sit down and complete worksheets or even practice things by sitting at the piano, they enjoy perhaps playing games on a screen to review things like note names, terms, symbols, keyboard geography, the musical alphabet, all kinds of stuff. We also have a members-only private Facebook group, and it's a super interactive group of families all over the world that are using this program. We share videos of our kiddos' performances. I hop on there once a week and just do a short little 2-minute video with a technique tip every week, and just a fun way to interact and ask questions. We also have monthly practice challenges where students complete a task and then they're entered to win a prize. And I do monthly Facebook Live master classes. And again, that's just to help you feel really supported and connected with me and to help you as you work with your student as well. And then unlimited support. You can always access me via email, these different methods, modalities with the Facebook group, comments inside the module, Facebook Lives. So I'm there to support you. I didn't just create this program and leave you to it. I also have lots of bonuses because I believe in a really comprehensive approach to learning piano. So my bonus modules include things like ear training activities, composer biographies, mini lessons on rhythm ensembles where your student will play a rhythm instrument to accompany me on the piano, learn improvisation or playing duets, and tutorials for popular repertoire songs or songs that are in movies or on the radio. Students are really motivated by those, I have found. I also offer 50% off for families in my Busy Kids program who wish to purchase the Busy Moms Do Piano membership. You definitely don't need to feel pressure to do this, but sometimes my parents, they want their own program. They want to work at their own pace and go a little bit faster. And so you have access to half off of that membership if it's something you'd like to do. Those lessons are really brief. I've kind of cut out all the fluff because I know we just need to get to the point. They're about 7 minutes long and they work at a faster pace. And then I mentioned that special workshop bonus, which is my Busy Kids Do composing course. And that's 14 step-by-step lesson videos that will help your student write his first piano composition. And this is a course that is made for students to start a couple months into piano lessons. I think sometimes we think of piano composition as something that only really advanced musicians can do, but I've really broken it down so that even early level piano students are able to do it and learn how to do it. So here's a screenshot of some of the bonus modules. You can see a shot of, this is a rhythm ensemble. So it's a rhythm that your student plays. There's a video on improvisation. Here's a composer ebook with some vocabulary words and fun things to do, fun listening guides and things like that. So as I mentioned, I teach a comprehensive approach to music, which means, yes, I'm teaching your student how to play the piano, of course, but I'm going beyond that because I realize that many of my students go on not just to study more advanced piano, but they might go on to play another instrument or be in the school band or sing in the school choir, or just go on to be adults who appreciate music and are able to attend symphonies and musical events and have an understanding of the history that's there. So these are all the things that are taught inside my program. Yes, there's technique, rhythm, theory. There's also sight reading where I'm teaching students to play something they never practiced before. Really important skill. There's ear training where I'll be asking your students to distinguish between major and minor or different intervals or high and low on the piano. There's music history where we learn about composers in the musical periods. There's composition where students learn to write their own music. And there's improvisation where students learn to make up music on the spot. So all those things are taught inside this program. So you might be wondering, okay, I know you taught me some basics, but do online piano lessons really work? So I want to share some reviews with you of my program from students who've been inside of it for a while. And you're welcome to check out my Facebook page, Busy Moms Do Piano, and also see what other families have said. There's lots of reviews up there. So Shannon Nordgren, she has 2 children that use my program. One of them was a complete beginner, and then the other one had taken some private lessons for a couple years. So he kind of started in the middle of the program. And Shannon says here, Carly's wonderful program is a perfect fit for our family. Piano lessons used to be stressful with deadlines and appointments to make. Now my kids can work at their own pace and have fun doing it. I have some basic piano knowledge to help my kids, but Carly offers a lot of parental support and resources even if you don't. Parents will learn alongside their kids too. If you compare the price of this program to one with a private piano teacher, the course is a great value. All materials are included, so you don't even have to buy lesson books. It's obvious that Carly is passionate about teaching music and loves what she does. I highly recommend this program. And then just one other review I wanted to share with you from a dad who is this is a homeschooling family, and they actually have many homeschooling families inside the program who use this as their music course inside of their homeschooling curriculum. So Mike says, when our 10-year-old daughter expressed interest in piano, it was difficult to find quality instruction that was affordable and fit our schedule until we found this program. Busy Kids Do Piano has been a blessing. The courses are wonderfully presented both in content and style. The system establishes a solid foundation in the fundamentals and advances at a comfortable pace. Carly is engaging in a joyful presence that not only keeps our daughter interested, but encourages her throughout the learning process. The website itself is a fantastic resource with a wealth of additional content to supplement our daughter's progress and assist us as parents with excellent guides and materials. It is an immersive experience into learning piano at a remarkably affordable price. So impressed and grateful for all the hard work that has gone into producing such a great program. All right, you might be like, okay, Carly, cut to the chase. How much is this going to cost me? So I have two very affordable membership options. That is the monthly option, which is just charged monthly, and that's $15 per month. And then an annual option, which is charged once a year for $137. So that averages out to less than $12 per month. So when you compare that to the cost of private lessons, then this is going to vary, depend on where you live. This chart shows the cost of one student, and it doesn't include books or materials. Now, private lessons, that's going to vary, but they're typically between $20 and $40 per week for a half-hour lesson. So that means that if you have one child in lessons, that's going to cost you close to $1,000 per year. If you're inside my program, the monthly members are going to pay a little less than $200 per year, or my annual members pay less than that, even less than $150 per year. And again, if you have more than one student in lesson, the savings increases dramatically. Many have 3 or 4 students using the program. So obviously then you're saving thousands of dollars annually by using my Busy Kids Do Piano program. I also offer a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you sign up and a couple weeks in, you think, you know what, this isn't a great fit, we're not using this program, you can just shoot me an email and say, hey, Carly, I want my money back, and I will give you your money back and cancel your subscription, no problem. Beyond that 30-day period, there's no contract. There's not the money back guarantee, but if you cancel, you're welcome to cancel at any time, and your subscription just won't renew at the next billing period. So that's there as well. So I want to take a moment to answer some of my most frequently asked questions, and you are welcome to email me with questions as well if there's any that I don't answer. So one of the questions I get a lot is, do I need to pay $15 per month per student if I have several kids using the program? You definitely do not. Most of my families will use one membership for an entire household. Some families wish for their students to have individual logins so that their progress trackers within the program are individualized because they have students in different ages that are working at a different pace. And I can definitely set up those individual accounts for you. That is an additional cost of just $5 per month per child. So that's an option if you'd like to do something like that. Some parents ask me, okay, how does this all work? Do you just send us one piano lesson a week? What if I have a student that's had previous lessons before, so we don't need to start at the beginning? Well, the way it's set up is that you have access to the entire program. So you can work through as many lessons as you want. I have some students that work through 3 lessons a week. They're super motivated. Some that just work through a couple lessons every month. If your student has had previous lessons before, no problem. I have lots of students that come to me with background in music lessons. And there is an assessment inside the member dashboard, just a few questions to kind of gauge where they are. And then you'll know, it's going to tell you at the end of that assessment, okay, your child can start in level 3A of my program, or your child's ready for level 2. So that will help you kind of pick a spot, so you don't have to start at the beginning. Another question I'm often asked is, how old does my student need to be to do this program? And that answer is going to largely depend on you as the parent. I love personally starting kids young in musical instruments. I started my own children at age 4 in their musical instruments. I see a lot of benefit in it, but you will have to be very involved if you have a younger student. You're going to have to participate in the lesson videos with them and the practicing with them. You're going to need to be willing to slow down the pace a little bit. And I have, I'm available for questions, and I have a video masterclass on that topic specifically. But I do have children as young as 4 inside the program working through it that are doing fantastic. If your child recognizes letters A through G, can count to 10, and hold a pencil, they're typically ready to be able to start this program. And then finally, another question that I'm commonly asked is, do we need to have an acoustic piano to do this program? You don't. I will say acoustic pianos are the best for learning on. So I always encourage my students to consider that investment for down the road. But I know it is a larger financial investment, and it's a commitment. You're buying a piece of furniture for your house. So you don't need that to get started, though. It's perfectly fine to start with a digital piano. I would encourage you to look for one with weighted keys. The weighted keys are going to have a touch that's going to help your child develop better technique. And you can buy digital pianos lots of different places. Obviously, your local music stores should have some. You can always check Craigslist to see if there's a school or music store that's getting rid of some. And you can buy them online like Amazon or at Target. I've sometimes purchased them from Costco before. So lots of different places will have digital pianos available for you. Now, as I mentioned, you're welcome to email me if you have any questions about the program or about the content. I'll be following up with an email to you that's going to include a replay of this workshop, and it's going to include a link to purchase that will be available to you for the next 3 days. And after that, you won't be able to purchase the program until I open up for public enrollment again. So I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to work through this material with your student. It makes me so excited that there's so many families around the world who are willing to dedicate that time to their student to show them the importance of music lessons and to just show them the time that they're willing to spend with them on learning something so important. So I appreciate you doing that. I would love to see you soon inside my program, but regardless, I'm just thankful that you took the time to dedicate to this material that I put together for you. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye for now.